Right, okay, so there's something that's been pissing me off for a little while. It's to do with After Effects, hence the title of this video. Adobe did their thing. They kind of just like, I don't know, they cut some sort of contract with Apple and they removed the MP4 encoding file thing, like H.264 or something, whatever it's called. So that's led to like a shitload of problems. For example, you cannot actually render in MP4, so you can't have like small file sizes. It's just dreadful. Productivity is just abysmal. I can't get shit done. So yeah, I found a solution. Well, yeah, it's not mine, but I found it online, and I think it's pretty helpful to those who kind of use After Effects a lot, even for heavy editing and all of that. Okay, so I have a test render right here. Let's just go through it quickly. I mean, you can't see a single thing because it's on like quarter. And yeah, so it's got some taxing effects on it, like whatever. So shake, mojo, noise, RSMB. RSMB is dreadfully taxing on your computer, no matter how good it is. I've got a 1070, decent CPU, 16 gigs of RAM, and I still manage to have dreadfully slow render times, even with this. Yeah, so basically After Effects' render engine is just poo. It's so shit. Don't use it, please. That's why you're here watching this video. So I rendered it out. It took me about 6 minutes. For how long? I don't even know how long the video was. 3 seconds. Okay, so here it is. In 1280 by 720, I'll give you 100 quid if you could guess the file size with, let's check the media encoding system thing. Okay, so I used AVI, that's lossless. So lossless, basically no quality is dropped. That means the file size will be extraordinarily high, which is so bad. So yeah, look, if you go on here, you go on QuickTime. QuickTime is normally what I use because it has H.264, 261 or 263. Don't use H.263 or 1, use 4 because it's so good. And it's just not here. Since the last After Effects update, I think it was a major one, I don't really pay attention to the updates, I just get on with it and do stuff. So yeah, this is a massive problem if you don't have, well, if you don't have it. So I'd recommend, if you haven't updated it, don't update it because it'll just remove everything. So yeah, the file size was 248 megabytes. That is stupid for a 3-second video on 1280 by 710. I can't actually speak today. 1280 by 720 resolution. That's nothing. If I'd rendered this in 4K or 1440p, which is what I normally render most things in, this would be like, I don't know, 6-7 times the file size. It'd probably be a gigabyte before like 3 seconds. Okay, so the solution is go into After Effects. Don't use their render queue. It's stupid. What you should do is you should just go into your main composition which you want to render out, and then go up to composition and add to media encoder queue. Of course, you will need media encoder. If you don't have this, you can work out how to get it for free. It's not hard, seriously. And it should open up media encoder. I already have it here. Why is it open? Let's do that again. Right, there we go. So it's going to load up media encoder. Basically what this does is it takes all the render files and just takes it out of After Effects hands and puts it in the media encoder render queue, which is much more efficient. You can actually like get decent presets, and it actually does H.264, which is strange because it's part of the Adobe suite, and because it's a part of the Adobe suite it should also have removed it. Okay, so right, it doesn't want to load. Okay. Yeah, that's the annoying thing about it. It just takes a few clicks to load it up. Load. You have to manually do it like this. Right, okay, so yeah, I'm gonna have to do it manually. So once you've actually loaded it in, go on to match source. Okay, it's going to connect to the dynamic link server, which is basically how it feeds all its information from After Effects to media encoder. Right, okay, so we're here in the media encoder. This is what it should look like, and go up to format and it will come up with a drop down of all sorts of encoding types you could use. I highly recommend, of course, using H.264. What you can also do is change all of this rubbish. So because I rendered it in 720 or whatever, I'm going to put it into 1920, which is bog standard, I guess. Okay, so click that. You can also change this, I don't know, render at maximum depth. That will make the file size slightly bigger. Probably do that about 30, give it some space to work. VBR to pass, I wouldn't do this if you have a very, very heavy and long editing composition you want to render, because it basically renders the entire thing twice. But it's quite good for just like getting rid of some kinks and mistakes. So once you've, okay, look, estimated file size 11 megabytes. That is a significant difference to 200. Okay, so once that's done, you can click OK and start the render. Also, before you do, I highly recommend that you render this with a GPU. So yeah, I'm using my 1070. If you don't have one, then I hope you can rely on a decent CPU that you have. So yeah, start. I don't know how long this is going to take. I might have to cut it if it does take a while. Sec. Right, okay, so it's finished. I don't even know why it took so long. It took like 5 minutes to render. Okay, so close that. And here is the other render. 12 megabytes, 3 seconds in 1920. Right, okay, so there is clearly a significant difference. Let's see if it's changed everything. Okay, so details. Okay, yeah, whatever, it didn't even work. Right, so my point is, always export everything to the Adobe Media Encoder Q, because it is so much better. It's lighter and it renders much quicker, and it's much better to handle with heavy taxing projects. This really was just a piece of piss, to be honest. It took me like 2 minutes to render. That's why it looks like shit. Edit also took like 2 minutes. So yeah, I'm not going to leave anything in the description because there really is no need. Hope you acknowledged my insight on this rubbish, and yeah, I guess if it helps, then leave a like and a comment down below, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye.